Hi, Janet Hughes from Photo Training by Janet Hughes. I wanted to do a quick video this morning to talk about how to post your photos on Facebook directly from Lightroom without having to do that whole export to JPEG and then find a way to post it on your Facebook page. I've noticed a couple of people having problems with that, so I wanted to go over how this works. If you look in Lightroom, you will notice that in Published Services down here at the bottom on the library, you have a Facebook setup. Most people don't actually go through this, but there's actually a very useful reason to do this. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. I'm going to go ahead and click on Facebook to set up. Actually, double click on it. And what it's going to do, you'll notice I don't have anything set up right now. I'm going to go ahead and call this published service My Facebook Posts. And the next thing I need to do is authorize on Facebook. When I click this, it's going to log into it's going to actually go to my Facebook page to make the authorization. If you're not logged into your Facebook page when you do this, it is going to stop and ask you to put in your login and your password. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. It's going to come up and tell me that it is going to link Lightroom and Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And then it's going to come up, and on the browser it's going to ask for permission to connect to Lightroom. I'm going to go ahead and click OK again, and then it tells me that yes, you have done this, so I'm going to go ahead and click OK one more time. And there's my success acknowledgement. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And here's my Facebook page right now, and basically on my status I have a video or two. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to Lightroom. The next thing I need to do is I need to look at how I want the albums to be done. Now if you'll click on this drop down, it'll show you the current albums that I have. I could go to one of those albums, or I can create a new album. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new album, and I'm going to call it Hill Country. Wow, can't spell this morning. And I could put in other stuff if I want to. I can also designate who it's going to be seen by. And I can do everyone, or I could do friends only. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at everyone. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Next, I want to talk about the Facebook title. So you could, if you're populating your IPTC titles, you could do that. You could also use the file name. I'm going to go ahead and leave it blank. Next down here, I'm going to talk about my file renaming. If I wanted to rename those files, I could. I'm not going to. And I can also decide whether or not to include video. And then down here you have your file settings, and it's automatically going to save it as a JPEG. I'm going to change the size, and I'm going to change the size to 1200 pixels. And I'm also going to say don't enlarge. So if I have smaller pictures, they won't go bigger than 1200 pixels, or they won't go all the way up to 1200 pixels, because increasing the size may pixelate. I also want to do a little bit of sharpening, so I'm going to turn on sharpening for screen. You do have 3 different options, and I'm going to leave it at standard. I'm also going to put my copyright metadata only. I don't want the rest of it to be visible. And I'm not going to turn on a watermark. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And now when I scroll down, you'll notice that I actually have a gallery, or actually a collection in this case, called Hill Country. So what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to find the pictures that I want to include, and I'm going to drop them into that collection. So for instance, I want a picture of Shelby, and I want a picture of this flower, and I want this one right here, and I want this one, and I want this one. So I've got 5 pictures that I actually want to publish to Facebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on that collection, and it'll show you the pictures that are going to be published to Facebook. They haven't been published yet. And what I can do here is I can actually rearrange them. So for instance, if I wanted this picture to be first, I could simply click on it and drag it, and it will let me rearrange the pictures the way that I want them to be. So once I have them arranged the way I want them, I'm going to go ahead and click on Publish, and you'll see it start the publish process up here in the top left-hand corner. And I'm going to go ahead and stop this video for a minute because it'll take a second, and once it's done, we'll come back. Okay, so now those pictures have been published to Facebook. Let's go ahead and take a look at my Facebook page and see what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh my Facebook page, and there is the gallery that I just added, or the album that I just added, showing those pictures from the hill country. And I can scroll through them, and everything looks great. So that's how you can quickly publish pictures to your Facebook page straight out of Lightroom without having to go through the antics of export and then publish again on Facebook.